resilient wisdom, and compassionate vow.
Welcome to our in-depth exploration of a fascinating piece of information, a dialogue record about Bodhicitta, the awakened mind. This dialogue uses several vivid metaphors, such as the lion's roar and the lion's sinew, which I find particularly striking. Our goal is to meticulously unravel the special power and characteristics of Bodhicitta. From the question and answer session between the master and his disciple, we'll pay special attention to grasping the master's original meaning behind these metaphors. The provided material uses metaphors like the deva of enjoying creations by others, the lion's roar, and the lion's sinew to illustrate the supreme excellence of Bodhicitta. The key to understanding lies in appreciating the deeper meaning behind these analogies. We also need to clarify the fundamental differences between Bodhicitta and ordinary psychic powers, or the merits pursued by two vehicle practitioners, such as Ravakayana Hira vehicle and Pratyeka solitary Buddha vehicle. We will strive to adhere as closely as possible to the master's original intent in our discussion. The first comparison is quite interesting. The material states that the merit of Bodhicitta surpasses even that of the deva of enjoying creations by others. This deity sounds incredibly powerful, seemingly capable of manifesting anything and possessing vast psychic abilities, far surpassing ordinary people and even two-vehicle saints. So, what makes Bodhicitta even more powerful? Does it mean Bodhisattvas have even greater psychic powers? Here, the master's explanation doesn't simply compare the level of power. While the devas of enjoying creations by others indeed possess immense transformative psychic powers and can accomplish various things, even turning themselves into air to evade attacks, which is undoubtedly formidable, the master points out what they lack: great compassionate vow. Because they reside at a higher level, they instinctively feel some aversion or desire to distance themselves from lower-level beings who are full of afflictions. I think I understand that. So, the key isn't how much power one possesses, but rather the willing heart, the willingness to help, even when facing beings that might make one uncomfortable. This is where Bodhicitta differs from mere power. The master specifically emphasizes that the most fundamental motivation for a Bodhisattva to generate Bodhicitta is to rescue all sentient beings, regardless of whether they are good or bad, pure or defiled. This is entirely driven by great compassionate vow. The master even uses a very direct analogy. He says that the deva of enjoying creations by others would never be willing to jump into a dung pit to accompany the beings within. Therefore, the excellence of Bodhicitta lies not in its latent power, but in that compassion that doesn't abandon anyone and the genuine willingness to act. This is what the deva of enjoying creations by others lacks. And it's the core difference the master wishes to highlight. This compassion is the core. Next, let's look at the second metaphor, the Buddha's Lion King Bodhicitta. When a lion roars, small lions become more courageous, but other wild beasts flee in fear. This metaphor illustrates that when the Dharma is expounded, Bodhisattvas who hear it will grow in merit, but those who are attached to gain will recoil. Who are these attached to gain individuals? Why would they fear such teachings? The master's explanation is this: attached to gain refers to a mindset of clinging, believing that this world, this thing, and that thing are real and substantially existent, and that there is a true, unchanging self. This self can gain something, or something can be possessed by this self. The teachings of Bodhicitta, like a lion's roar, are profoundly impactful. What do they teach? That self-nature is originally empty, and the principles of loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. They reveal that the essence of all phenomena is illusory existence, meaning they appear to exist, but their fundamental nature is like an illusion without any eternal, unchanging reality. Therefore, if a person clings tightly to concepts like me and mine, they will naturally feel threatened and resist hearing teachings that advocate letting go of attachments and benefiting sentient beings. The master gives an example. It's like someone telling you to take the money out of your pocket and give it to others. That unwilling, resistant feeling immediately arises, doesn't it? So, those who cling to substantial existence and are self-centered in all matters will inwardly resist teachings that challenge their fundamental attachments and ask them to let go of self-interest. They will naturally want to escape. This is why attached to gain individuals will retreat. This metaphor is truly direct, pointing out the conflict between self-clinging and Dharma teachings. Now, the third metaphor uses a lion's sinew as a zither string, said to produce an exceptionally beautiful sound, while other strings sound harsh or even break. How does this symbolize the characteristics of bodhicitta? Here, the master's emphasis on the lion's sinew is its unique quality of extreme suppleness and resilience. It is both incredibly flexible and incredibly strong. Therefore, a zither string made from it produces a very mellow and pleasant sound, completely without harshness. This symbolizes bodhicitta's most core characteristic, the simultaneous presence of extreme gentleness and extreme tenacity. This gentle quality enables bodhisattvas to practice the four all-embracing virtues: generosity, kindly speech, beneficial action, and taking the same aim. These methods of helping sentient beings, when practiced, do not break or cease due to encountering difficulties or the afflictions of sentient beings. At the same time, they can influence others in a very gentle, non-abrasive way. So, precisely because of this inner suppleness and resilience, the Bodhisattva's words and actions when interacting with sentient beings can naturally resolve the clinging in others' minds. For example, it can dissolve the temptations of the 5 desires or the attachment of 2 vehicle practitioners to their own merits, causing these discordant strings to break on their own. The master further explains that this quality of gentleness itself includes patience, that is, the ability to endure and embrace in the face of adversity and harm, and wisdom. Patience is not only a crucial factor for achieving Bodhi, but also an indispensable virtue for delivering sentient beings. When bodhisattvas use such a gentle mind and quality to expound the Dharma and act, it is like playing a hide with lion's sinew strings. The sound of the wonderful Dharma that emanates is gentle yet deeply touching to the heart. That power is sufficient to dispel the fundamental afflictions in sentient beings' minds, including the 5 desires, attachment to 2 vehicle merits, and even deeper interferences like the 5 aggregates as demonic forces. This is because this supple and resilient power, which originates from the inner mind, is fundamental and cannot be easily shaken or destroyed by external circumstances. The key lies in that true inner suppleness and resilience and true letting go. Today, through these 3 metaphors from the Master, it feels like we've truly embarked on a journey to understand bodhicitta. From the deva of enjoying creations by others, we saw that bodhicitta transcends mere power, and that great compassionate vow is crucial. From the lion's roar, we experienced its profound impact in challenging self-clinging and proclaiming emptiness. Finally, from the lion's sinew, we grasped its characteristics of utmost suppleness and resilience, the ability to endure everything while remaining gentle and deeply penetrating into people's hearts. These metaphors seem to progress in layers, revealing different facets of bodhicitta. Now, reflecting on yourself, what might the Master's emphasis on utmost suppleness and resilience and patience represent in your daily life? Even setting aside the spiritual cultivation aspect for a moment, just consider, if you could cultivate such inner qualities, how might it change the way you respond to challenges or interact with people? Finally, I leave you with a point for deeper contemplation. The Master mentioned in his explanation that the key to truly eradicating the demon of afflictions lies in letting go. So, for you, what constitutes true letting go? Not just saying I've let go verbally, but as the Master described, truly loosening that tightly clutched small hand in your heart, achieving a state of unburdened mind. This might require us to deeply reflect on it.